We'll now move on to our him and not him. We gave a lot of praise in this last segment. Now we got to go back and forth with it. We'll start on the positive side, though. I will say again, just reiterate before we get started, for those tuning into this episode, we again want to just make it clear. Follow us on LA Sports Report. A lot of good stuff. We're collabing with them to continue bringing great LA sports content to you guys. We're going to be in studio, as you see there. We're going to be here at times, bouncing around as we can, making things shake around this city. And I hope you guys tune into it, as it's going to be a lot of fun conversations for you going forward. So, yeah, great stuff there. And now to our him zone for week 9. I wanted to start positive for week 9, Alec. Who's your him of this last weekend?
Yeah, it's CJ Stroud's running mate for me, Tank Dell. He was banged up for a week or two there, but came back and had an electrifying performance in this huge high-scoring game against the Buccaneers. He had 6 catches for 114 yards, 2 touchdowns, and one of them was the game-winning touchdown catch with 6 seconds left when they got scored on by Baker and Cade Otton, and then came back right down the field late and got that touchdown to win the game from CJ Stroud to Tank Dell. So Tank Dell was huge for them, had some big splash plays, which he's been good for Houston this season. And I think it will continue because they seem to have a great rapport there. So Tank Dell for me.
This isn't a fantasy podcast, but we make our jokes, so it is what it is. I drafted Tank Dell. He had backup first week, got hurt or something like that, so I dropped him. So I was a little shaky, but nobody grabbed him after like week 5, so I grabbed him again and stashed him again, and he finally is paying off. And I again appreciate what he's doing. I hope it keeps up. But on the field itself too, he's electric. Like he truly is a special talent for that Texan squad. And what's surprising to folks, I think even CJ Stroud, who we talked to in our last episode talking about 3 truths and how great he's been in the draft, he was like, "Hey, go get Tank Dell." Like he saw who he was and knew that he would be a great talent. They had a pretty good wide receiver room already that was being developed over there. Robert Woods, who got brought over from the Rams, Nico Collins is there, Noah Brown, a couple pieces they already wanted to get going. John Mechie as well from Alabama, and wanted to get them rolling. But Tank Dell was and Tank Dell came in and was like, "No, you're gonna have to play me. Like I'm good. Like you're not gonna send me sitting here. There's too much talent to be wasted on the sideline." So he clearly has been a great talent who's starting to get a lot of run. And yeah, glad he got a big moment this last weekend. So yeah, I definitely agree with you that he for sure is him in week 9. So good stuff there. On the flip side, going from my him, a guy who every once in a while pops up as that guy, kind of gets up and down. People have their thoughts, but kind of become a journeyman. He can just go bounce around teams and all of a sudden become that guy yet again. Josh Dobbs went to Minnesota on the whim. The guy got traded from Arizona at the deadline as they're making room for Kyler Murray to return. Went to Minnesota after Kirk Cousins went down, and they needed somebody to step up as they were trying to figure out what to do in that QB room. And he answered the call immediately. Didn't even quite know everybody's names and all of that, but still went out there this last weekend and got the job done. So I want to salute him for how he continues to make the most of his career, even as he bounces around throughout the league. So great performance from him there. I believe I wrote his stuff down. He had 20 for 30, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. I believe one of those was the game winner. And yeah, just another impressive performance from him that I wanted to make sure we applauded here. So yeah, any note on Josh Dobbs?
Yeah, just to add to how impressive it was, he didn't know the plays really. Like apparently Kevin O'Connell was telling him like in the headset like what the defenses was going to be like, what each side of the offense was going to be like in his headset before like the ball is snapped. So like they were essentially like closing the huddle as quick as they could so that he could get off like what was going to happen on each play like in the headset before the headset turns off, because I think it turns off like with 15 seconds left or whatever on the play clock. So yeah, that's incredible. Like dude was going off so minimal information that he was like playing on the fly. It was almost like backyard football in a sense.
Backyard football, Madden-esque a little bit. There's a league during the off season of NFL. There's the XFL that's getting these things going. There's also another league that's trying to implement that's kind of fan control, where fans can kind of submit plays and whatever kind of stuff. They're still testing it out, but it kind of felt like that. As it's like, hey, here's the play, go run it, figure it out. Very backyard football, like you said, and he went out there and made it happen. So yeah, definitely salute to him. This is on my mind. This is kind of a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it.
Okay.
Again, in the era of Madden and 2K and all this stuff, is it really you know the players on the team?
Not really. I mean, because you're so engrossed in your team and your roster, like you're not
Yeah,
really
but
paying
like
attention to.
in my head, as soon as I get traded, I'm going straight to Madden. All right, let me see who I have on the squad.
Well, he really got there like 2 or 3 days before, and he wasn't supposed to play at all either.
Sure,
So
but
he
yeah,
hadn't learned the
hearing
playbook at
just hearing
all.
him say he didn't know the players. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know. That just did
bro, they were
worry
they were working
me.
on his cadence and everything on the sideline with the
That's
center
different.
and the
That's all
offensive
that on the
line. Like,
field. You can't get that under wraps. I fully understand that part.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
all the intricacy. But in regards to the players and the names and all of that, I'm like, you kind of know who is around the
Well, I
league.
mean,
You kind of know who's
Justin
who.
Jefferson hurt, so he's like, I don't really know who these other
You're
guys
who?
are.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's more of a joking side, but somebody else can clarify that, whatever. But it's just something that came to mind. I don't know. I'm just thinking about. But either way, salute to him and what he's doing there. Good performance from him this last weekend, and hope to see much more of his career wherever he may be going forward. So good stuff there. Now to the flip side, we just praised one QB. I'll go ahead and take control of this real quick. Flipping to a bad QB performance somewhat. Tua versus the Chiefs, man.
Hey, Dolphins beat a good team challenge.
Honestly, it's like, come on, man. Y'all have every opportunity. Y'all go out and dance on every bad team. Y'all put all the flips and waddles and all this kind of stuff when you're playing against a bad team. Then a real team shows up and y'all turn into the Bad News Bears or wherever analogy you want to make about them. Like, I don't know what keeps going on with them. Tua did not have a great performance this last weekend as they lost to the Chiefs. He specifically went 21-34, 193, and 1 touchdown, which actually isn't necessarily a bad day for some quarterbacks. But when you're supposed to be the highest passing, best offense in the league, as you guys appear at times, to go from those heights to this, once a real defense steps up to the plate, while we do have to want to also credit this Chiefs defense, it just wasn't the best look. Also, to close the game, they just kind of fell apart. There was a fumble at the end for the very last play that they if they had got it off, could have maybe possibly converted. There was just throw that happened where he just, I was like, I don't know what exactly that was.
I think that was just miscommunication.
Miscommunication, sure, but he himself said, like, I just messed up. Like, so
you're right.
Like, he took credit. He took credit for the mistakes that went down. But yeah, when you're supposed to be a team that's supposed to be a high-powered offense, only being able to put up 14 points, I think they're only averaging around 14 points versus these better squads. It's not a good look. So have to acknowledge too. We give them all praise when they're winning by 70. Gotta give them acknowledgement when they lose like this too. So thoughts on the Dolphins? You believe in them at all at this point?
Listen, there's definitely some Germany jokes. I'm not going to go there. But I think maybe they just need to get back to the States. But they've been struggling against, like I said, Dolphins beat a good team challenge. They lost to the Chiefs. They lost to the Eagles. They got beat down by the Bills when the Bills had a healthy defense.
Yeah.
So they are gonna have to show us something against a team of relevancy, or else we won't be taking them seriously come playoff time. Because it looks like they're gonna be a playoff team, but if they can't beat teams that are of their caliber or better, it's gonna be an early out for them.
Yeah, I hear you on that. We already said before, we had our truth before that we said they're pretenders right now until proven otherwise. They do so. So it is what it is. So gonna see how they turn things around going forward. I'm sure it's gonna be another blowout victory sometime soon where some bad team.
Sure.
And but still we've all learned not to take the bait on that, and we'll see what they do once some more real teams step up to the plate. So interesting things there. Who is your not him of week 9?
Yeah, I kind of hate to do it to him because he had a great season last year, but this season hasn't been so much.
Yeah,
it's got to be Geno Smith this past week. It wasn't just him because your Baltimore Ravens beat the Seahawks.
I didn't want to gloat. You think?
Both of us thought this was going to be a competitive game. The Seahawks have been playing pretty good defensively too, but the Ravens are on another level right now, and they thoroughly dominated the Seahawks. I believe it was it 37-3 or 37-6? Okay, yeah, it was rough. I got thrown off because I saw that highlight with the Photoshop score for the Seahawks.
Oh yeah. Fans trying to feel good about something. They found one good play and change the score. No,
right.
Show the real one.
But Geno was a major reason why they struggled. And granted, it was against a great Ravens defense, but he was 13 of 28, 157 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 pick. He's got 9 touchdowns and 9 turnovers on the season. That's not a great ratio. He's only eclipsed 300 yards twice this season. He did show a little bit of rapport with JSN, so that maybe that's good news for them going forward. But this game was rough, and this season's been rough after he won Comeback Player of the Year last year. Right. So hopefully brighter days are ahead. But he is not him this week. I'm sorry, Gino.
We just talked about top 10 QBs, and his name slipped our mind. We even bring him up, and last year
I thought about him, but I couldn't put him there.
In that. Yeah, we couldn't put him in that. So yeah, it's sad that he has not maintained that as we all thought he would. So yeah, going to be interesting to see how things play out with them the rest of the season and going forward with him as the QB there. Be on the flip side, happy about the Ravens and what they're doing. Sales is going to be a test for them, see how they bounce back after the Lions game 2 weeks ago. If they're going to follow up and get caught in that trap game last week, they won that game and Handy was up handily for most of the game until they kind of let go at the end. But we're up big in that game as well. And then this one, they didn't play around. They're like, okay, we've let one almost slip. We're going to make sure we fully hammer things home here and dominate this game start to finish versus the Seahawks squad that had a respectable offense. Like we said, that was going to be a game, but they made sure that it was otherwise. So, yeah, salute to the Ravens, what they're doing right now. Got a lot more to talk about with them as things go along. And yeah, also I was going to mention it too. I could have put him on the him, but I knew you were going to bring him up for this. Geno Stone, who's a safety for the Ravens, has 6 picks already on the season, and someone quietly rising in the defensive player of the year type talks is for what he's doing on the back end of this Ravens defense. Just wanted to salute him, and maybe not for defensive player of the year, defensive rookie of the year. Excuse me, he had just emerged and doing his thing here. So yeah, just salute to him what he's doing. This whole defense, Raquan Smith. We talked about with the Raiders, their culture and how having to have that implemented and how that matters. With the Ravens as well, it's very similar at wanting to have a culture of just dominance as they show at times. And Raquan Smith has came in and implemented that. You hear him before games at times, like both keep talking about this and trying to start stuff, and we go in and we respond and handle it and shut down all the noise. So they see what they're doing and looking forward to all that's on the way here. I'm not going to get too excited. I'm trying to stay calm, but I love what I'm seeing there in Baltimore. So
you'll like my power rankings.
Oh yeah. We'll get to that as well. So actually, that is next. We already got to our LA stuff that will be addressed. We got that done in studio. You guys will see that later on in the week. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get to our power rankings after week 9.